Here's a question for you. What is the difference between world-class athletes and average ones? Or between couples in amazing relationships versus those in mediocre ones? How about those individuals who seem to excel in their personal and professional careers and their finances as compared to those who languish year over year doing the same old boring jobs, never being promoted with only just enough to survive? What is it that these, let's call them achievers, what do they have, what do they know, and what do they do that most others don't? Is it that they have the right friends in high places? Maybe they had some sort of a mystic or transcendent experience that showed them the way. Or maybe it's just written in the stars, it's their fate or their destiny. Could it possibly be something in their genes, something that they're born with? Or could it all just come down to plain old luck? Or is there some secret that only a privileged few know about? Maybe it's all of these things, maybe it's none of them. The answers to these questions and more is what we're going to do as we delve into this series. Welcome to Go Do Be EmPowerMe, our place where we will explore, experience, and understand the how, what, and why that allow achievers to enjoy so many amazing things in their lives, and of course, at the same time, that might be preventing so many others from having those same amazing positive experiences. I'm Joe Goskonski, your host, your guide, and your coach throughout this journey. Now, my background includes over 20 plus years in the training and education space, where I have created and delivered hundreds of empowerment and leadership programs, all designed to support individuals and organizations who wanted to explore, experience, and understand the how, what, and why of achievement. Now, you might be thinking, it's too late for me, or I'm too old for this, or maybe the best years of my life are basically over, or maybe I'm not even sure I have the time or the energy or the belief that I can actually do this. Then right here, right now, we need to make a new choice. The first thing that we're going to do in this program is change the habit of that particular perspective. You see, when it comes to taking new paths in life or making changes in things that we know in our heart of hearts that we should make, or to simply just do something to get us out of the rut that we might be in today, for some reason, many people don't. You see, most individuals in their lives today tend to find it pretty easy to make excuses or to offer up reasons as to why we should not do certain things in our life. It's like knowing that we need to stay in shape in life, and maybe that going to the gym is a good idea. And maybe we even have a membership at a particular local gym. And yet, even though we know we should go and we can go, somehow we tend to avoid it. This phenomenon is known as cognitive dissonance in psychology. And it's quite common. So for us here in this program, we're not going to be part of any more statistics. We're not going to make any more excuses. Instead, we're going to explore the ideas for ourselves, and we're going to make sure that they fit, feel, and are right for us. Now, I want to share with you that even if you're somewhere in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or even 50 plus, there will likely be something in this program that is meaningful and or relevant for you. Now let me explain why that is. Think about this for a moment. It typically takes 4 to 5 years to get a university degree, and then somewhere between 5 and 10 years of demonstrating your skill, your craft, or your art in your area of expertise to really master it. So basically it takes about 15 years for anyone to go from a slow walk to a world champion sprint. 15 years, that's it. Now also consider that in today's world, in the Western world at least, most of us will likely live well into our 90s. Now that means that if we're somewhere in our 50s today, we can still start one new career and achieve something great at it. If we happen to be in our 40s, then maybe we can do 2 new careers. And if we're fortunate enough, lucky enough to be somewhere in our 30s or younger, just imagine all of the amazing possibilities, the great things that we can still achieve. The point that I'm trying to make here is that it's never too late and we're never too old to have the kinds of experiences that we desire and deserve to have in this lifetime. We just need to realize that success in this life is a do-it-yourself project. No one else is going to do it for us. That's why in this series, we're going to start by exploring the key ideas that we need to know, and then we're going to start to make some powerful and meaningful changes in the world around us. So what's all this going to take from us? All it's going to take is some willingness to spend a little bit of time here to first learn and then to take some steps regularly. If we can do that, then I promise that the world that we find ourselves in tomorrow will be far more amazing than the world we find ourselves in today. Now, you might be wondering, how could I know this? Or how could I even make this kind of a promise to you? Well, the answer to that question is actually quite simple. The reason for my confidence has to do with my experience over the past 20 years with many of my students. When they first joined my program, they came to me in every shape, size, color, gender, age, background. It didn't matter. Yet the changes I saw in so many of them proved to me that over time, anyone can change their world. You see, we already have the right pieces that we need in order to be successful. We just need to put those pieces together at the right time and in the right way. It's almost like we're baking a cake. If we put the right ingredients together in the right way and at the right time, then we get something amazing at the end of it. So now, after 20 plus years of delivering hundreds of empowerment and leadership programs to thousands and thousands of students in higher education, corporate environments, and in public workshops, and after countless requests from many of my previous students, I put this Go Do Be series together for everyone. So let's take a moment to look at how this program will unfold as we begin to explore, experience, and try to understand the how, what, and whys of achievement. To start with, the main goals in this series is to help us improve our lives in 3 key areas. The first one is this idea of live longer. Now, this is all about longevity. It's about the quality of life that we have. It's about living with less pain and overall better health in general. The second area is this notion of live stronger. This is all about personal and professional success. It also includes the idea of academic success if we still happen to be in school. It's about our finances and money. It's about our personal goals, our dreams, and just about exploring life to the fullest. The third goal we're going to focus on in this program is to live happier. Now, this is all about happiness and having fulfilling relationships with our partner, our family, our kids, our friends, our faith, and even with ourselves. Now, keep in mind, we're going to move quickly and efficiently in this program. We're only going to focus on those areas and those insights that are valid, relevant, and actionable. That's it. That means for us, there is no pie-in-the-sky stuff here. Nothing that we talk about will in any way invalidate or go against any of the laws of physics or the foundational laws of the universe. In other words, there's no magic tricks and there's no hocus pocus here. In this EmPowerMe series, every idea, proposition, and concept that we talk about will be something that is tried, tested, and true. This is a science, evidence, fact-based achievement program. Now, why does this particular approach matter for us? Well, it matters because if we think that just by believing in something that magically it's going to happen in our world, then honestly, we're going to be sadly disappointed. History has shown us time and time again that most people will fail if they simply rely on believing that their will can somehow make things happen. It doesn't work that way, and it never has. However, when we act based on valid principles, structure, and rules, history has also shown us that we tend to be successful. Now, don't misunderstand. Being positive is great. I really want you to be positive. That's an important first step. However, it's not enough. There is much more to it than that. Here in this program, we are students of achievement, not victims of wishful thinking. We are the masters of our destiny, not slaves to the circumstances that we happen to be in this moment. We are the shepherds. We are not the sheep. Okay, so before we go any further, let's clarify some expectations that you should have of me and that I will have of you. You're one of my students now, and I really want you to be successful in meaningful, life-changing ways. So let's start with what your expectations of me should be. Your first expectation should be that any information you get from me in this program will be meaningful, relevant, and or verifiable in some way. Everything that we speak to will be supported by some form of evidence. The second expectation that you should have of me is that we will be efficient in this program. We will move quickly, spending only the time necessary in each segment. I know you have a life beyond this point, so there's no wasted time here when you're with me in this program. Your life is too precious to be squandered. Now, what are my expectations of you? And yes, I do have some expectations. They're simple, but they're very important. Now, my first expectation is that you make a promise. Not a promise to me, but a promise to yourself. A promise that you will commit just enough time on a regular basis to review the ideas that are going to follow and then do the steps outlined in each of the modules. Remember, just reading or learning about an idea does not make us an expert. But don't worry, everything that we're going to talk about and all of the steps that we're going to review are manageable. Next, I already know that life is going to get in your way. Things are going to happen in your world that will try to distract you from your goals, or to somehow to convince you that you couldn't, wouldn't, or shouldn't be here today. When this happens, and it probably will, just stay focused. We will get through all of this together. The way to success has always been the same. First we learn, then we practice, and then success arrives for us. Now finally, at the end of each module, I'm going to give you something to reflect on. It's a small takeaway activity that you should do before you start any future modules. So that's all there is for now. But before you go, you might want to take a moment to subscribe to stay up to date to all the future modules as they come out. So when you're ready, feel free to jump right into the next module and let's start to turn what could be in our world into what should be in our world. I'll see you very, very soon. Have an amazing day.